Hey there everybody, it's Max Clausen, and I'm going to be bringing you guys an alternate version of my Chimera deck. It's not going to be branded Chimera this time. It's actually, as you can see from the thumbnail and the girl sitting right here, Runick Chimera. So I did take this to locals. I didn't really have a deck in mind to play. I didn't want to play my Blue Eyes because I already did that, and I'm like, I'll get some more content for that later. So I decided to just throw together a Runick Chimera deck because that has been an idea I had. Full disclaimer, I got a draw, a loss, and then for the third round I had a bye, which is technically a win, so I went 1-1-1, so straight across the board. But as you'll see in my only 2 uploads that'll be coming after this video, you'll see how the deck performed, what it could have did better, all that jazz. Also, can't really say I have this tradition where I don't say Happy New Year because it only really got started. But welcome to the new year and happy holidays, and hope to see a lot more new subscribers this year, and because we will be putting out a lot more videos, and hopefully your boy finds a new place of work. But until then, we're going to get into the main and extra, so let's jump into this, and be sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. For starters, for our Chimera stuff, we are playing my boy that I do want to start playing and come more often, is the Nightmare Magician. He is a decently good mini boss monster per se. He does have the stats of a good Dark Magician, except without the 100 defense. As an illusion monster, he cannot be destroyed by battle, and anything that he battles with, you can take control of that monster. So effectively, he is this deck's Snatch Steal to change your heart, the mind control part of Triple Tactics talent. So he does force your opponent to interact with him in ways of destruction, like wasting a Baron pop on it or whatever have you. Because while he's sitting on the board, he's not going anywhere unless you negate his effects or pop him with a card effect. And if he battles, neither one is destroyed, and he will take control of that monster. Next, since we are playing just a more Chimera-ish build, we are playing the 3 winged Baphomet. In terms of width, if your opponent does hit you with a nib and he's in your hand, you can just be like, alright, I didn't normal summon at all. Tribute a token, normal summon this, activate effect to search. So you do want to see him more than you see Gazelle. I mean, you can bump Gazelle up to more copies of him as well, but on summon he will get you both Gazelle and the Chimera Fusion, or just one or the other. And when he's sent to the graveyard as fusion material, you can reborn any one of your monsters back from the graveyard that I believe lists Chimera Fusion. Or let me just really reread double quick. You have to target an illusion monster, yeah, so may have been using that incorrectly, but he can bring back Nightmare Magician, which is pretty easily, or your other main illusion card, Mirror Sword Knight, the important card of this deck that starts off your entire Chimera stuff. You can tribute this card at any point as a quick effect and summon one of your monsters that lists Chimera Fusion in its card text. So you'll tribute it to summon Baphomet, and Baphomet will get you Fusion and Gazelle. And while you control a Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, while he's in the graveyard, you can banish him to negate a monster's activated effect. Next, we do have the 2 Gazelle. Did a little lower him because without the branded stuff, you can't really send him to the graveyard easily to get his effect to search. So just running 2 of him. On summon, he can search out your level 5 Fiend, which is Baphomet or Chimera Fusion itself. And when sent to the graveyard as fusion material, you can search your deck for a monster that lists Chimera Fusion in its text. Next, we do play 3 Cornfield Coatl. This card, you can discard it to search out any of these that list Chimera Fusion in its card text, and while it's in the graveyard, if your opponent activates a spell or a trap, you can, or face a card effect, you can banish this to negate that card. And then for the final Chimera based monster, well, illusion stuff, we do have the Master Tau, which I do still recommend you guys start playing. When he's sent to the graveyard by any means, you can reborn one of your illusion monsters or another reborn for Mirror Sword or Nightmare Magician, or even your Chimera, the mythical beast from the extra deck, because he reborns an illusion. But when you do that, you are locked into summoning only illusion monsters from your graveyard, which does suck. So you do want to, well, not really suck, but you know, it kind of limits your plays for stuff, because then you're only locked into summoning these or stuff from the extra deck that are illusion based. But it also does conflict with these boys. I am running the Horus package in here because I do feel like the Horus stuff will give this deck a little more fighting edge. We're rocking a 3M SETI. You can discard it and another card to add King Sarcophagus from your deck to your hand and draw a card. So the Horus stuff will conflict with Master Tau, but that's why you save Master Tau for last if you can. And then you do run the 1 Happy and the 1 Duamatef. All of these share the same effect, where if you control King Sarcophagus, you can just special summon them onto the field. That is not a activation. Imseti, when something on your field leaves because of an opponent's card, you can non-targeting send a card on the opponent's field to the graveyard. Happy will recycle things from the banish or graveyard back to the deck or hand. And Duamatef will let you draw cards equal to the number of differently named monsters in your main monster zone, including itself. And it's also a beast, so you can fusion summon it away with stuff for your chimeras. That's going to be it for the monsters. Now let's go into the spells, which is our hefty amount. Now for the Runicks, we are playing the 2 Runick Fountain and the 3 Runick Tip, along with 3 Freezing Curses, the 3 Flashing Fire, the 3 Destruction, and the 2 Slumber. These are the standard Runick cards that you can really play in any deck that I'm starting to learn. Like, I literally saw a profile the other day where Dark Magicians was playing. Now I was like, huh, you can just mix them in. Because I believe the Runick cards will help give you a way to like trade 1-for-1s, and he did make a very detailed explanation that. I may try and find it so I can link it into the description or pin it in the comments. But these Runick cards really do, well, these 6 here really do help with trading 1-for-1s, because they just give you advantage. Runick Fountain allows you to use your quick play spells, Runick cards, from your hand on your opponent's turn, and you can, after the resolution of your Runick's quick play spell, you can shuffle up to 3 of them back from the graveyard to the deck and draw that many cards. Runick Tip will search any of your Runick cards out and then make your opponents banish the top card of the deck. Freezing Curses negates a monster's effect, and then it banishes the top 3 cards from their deck. Flashing Fire will target a special summon monster, destroy it, and then they banish the top 2 cards. Destruction is your in archetype MST, which will destroy a spell and trap card, of course, and then banish the top 4. And Runick Slumber is kind of like the safe zone of this deck. For the one time, if a monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just activate this. It's safe for the next time, and then they banish 3 cards off their deck. So all in all, even when you can't attack, you can still make your opponent just mill their entire deck and just win that way. Scumbaggy, I know, but you know, whoever made the Runick cards made it like that. So don't hate the player, hate the card design. Next, we have the 2 King Sark, because we have the Horus stuff. Up to 4 times per turn, you can discard a card and then send a Horus monster of a different name to the graveyard. I do not believe that discarding is a cost, so you can just discard for effect. So if they want to ash this, which is useless, they would have to do that. While it's on the field, your Horus monsters cannot die by anything that does not target them. And once per turn, when your Horus monster battles, you can send that monster to the graveyard. I do believe it only counts for the one Horus monster, not like you have M-Seti and Happy, then you attack with both it sends. So you guys do let me know how that interaction works, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Next, we do have the 2 triple tactics for the drawing or ripping cards in the opponent's hand rather. And then the 2 Chimera Fusion, just because you don't want to really hard see too many of this, because you can already get it back from your graveyard easy enough. And just fusion summon from your hand or field during the main phase only. That's it for our spell cards. Solid 40 card deck. Now let's jump into the extra deck. Full disclaimer, there's one card in here that I did not have on me at the time when I was at locals, and the duels you'll see, I definitely could have won if I had it, but I didn't, so what can you do? We do have the 2 Hugin to search out your fountain and to replace itself back into the extra deck should it be destroyed by battle or card effect. If it's destroyed by card, if it's destroyed by battle card effect and it protects your other things from card effect, you can just banish it. You'll search out fountain with this, of course. Next up, you do want to increase the number of beasts you play for your Chimera Fusion. So we do play the 2 Jerry and the 1 Frecky. Their effects are pretty irrelevant in a sense. Again, you only really want to use them for more fusion material should you need it. Also, because this boy is a level 4, so keep that in mind. Now, for the other fusions, we do have the 2 Chimera. You just know what this does, but if you don't, on fusion summon, you can activate its effect. At the end phase, you can rip in a card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. We have the 1 Magnum, the Reliever. Summoning him in this deck is fairly easier than it would be in Chimera branded, but I just wish this card was much more easier to summon. Like, one of the requirements has to be from your hand, which is already annoying because we do have the 2 Guardian Chimera that requires that as well. Magnum the Reliever, another good card you want to have. I do suggest you get it before it skyrockets in price possibly. And the 2 Guardian Chimera, one for more drawing and popping, and another one just to go for like later game or so. Now, for the other cards, we do have the 1 Baguska, because any your Gazelle, your Mirror Sword, and one of your Frecky just makes your opponent wait for you to be able to play the game as well. And the card I wish I had, the Abyss Dweller, because having this bastard would have definitely made me a little more secure in a few games. I probably still would have lost, but having him would have been nice at the end of the day. I didn't have it, so I had to play something else, which sucks, but in this format, I do believe Abyss Dweller is very powerful. Please get yourself a copy. Now for the Horus stuff, we do have the 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, the Hope Harbinger to negate spells, and just because we can easily make fusion summons and use other stuff, the 1 SP Little Knight, which is easy to get its first effect to like banish, but you can't attack, but we're playing Runick stuff, we're not attacking anyway. That's it for the extra deck. Now for the side deck. Again, side deck was just thrown together for like what could hurt me and what I could use to like enter or not beat, but have more advantage over the opponent. So, but it's just that. Still rocking the 3 Trap Eater for like the continuous traps. Anti-spell just screws this deck over entirely. Some other floodgates like Tikaboo, even if it's at 1, the Saki one of, if they have it, they have it. The 2 Lava Golem, we don't really have to normal summon because at times we can just summon something back from the graveyard, so Lava Golem to get rid of problematic monsters. The 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. The 2 Tactics Thrust to search out our normal spells and traps, being the 3 Dark Ruler No More, and then the 3 Evenly Match. All of these just to search out with Thrust, and just go off from there. But yeah, that is going to be it for this Chimera Runick featuring Horus deck profile. Really do hope you guys found it somewhat enjoyable. Again, the duels I had, they could have gone a lot better if I actually had a more thought out deck that I brought with me to locals, but I didn't. It was late. Your boy was tired and just went there to get some more footage for content and all that. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. I want to thank you all again for pushing me over 200 subs. Never thought we'd get there. Let's try and hit at least 400, maybe 5 by the end of this year. Maybe even more, who knows, because I am going to be doing a lot more duels. Try and see if I can get more deck profiles or just update others. I do, if you're following my community posts, I have a Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile that I have in the works for you guys. So that one, when I show it, will be a version 1 because I'll be trying that out and it's pretty fun, honestly. So anyway, leave a like, subscribe for more, comment down below what you would use to improve this deck or what would you change and stuff. And share this video with anybody else you know that loves Runick or Chimera or someone that just loves Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.